Ahazar, their chief, and Joash, the sons of Shema, the Gibeathite, Jaziel and Pelet, the sons of Asmaveth, Berekah, Jehu the Enothite, and Ishmael the Gibeonite, a mighty man among the 30, who was a leader of the 30, Jeremiah, Jahaziel, Johanan, Josabed, the Gedorite, Eluzai, Jeremoth, Belial, Shamari, and Shephatah, the Haruphite, Elkanah, Ashiah, Azriel, Jozer, and Jashabim, the Kohorites, and Jolah and Zebediah, the sons of Joram from Gedar. Some Gedites defected to David at his stronghold in the desert. They were brave warriors, ready for battle and able to handle the shield and spear. Their faces were the faces of lions, and they were as swift as gazelles in the mountains. Very strong, very fast people. Ezer was the chief. Obadiah the second in command, Eliab the third, Mishmana the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Alel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, and Bani the 11th. These Gedites were army commanders. The least was a match for 100, and the greatest for 1,000. It was they who crossed the Jordan in the first month when it was overflowing all its banks, and they put to flight everyone living in the valleys, to the east and to the west. Other Benjamites, that's huge. That's saying just how mighty warriors they were, mighty people. Other Benjamites and some men from Judah also came to David and his stronghold. David went out to meet them and said to them, "If you have come to me in peace to help me, I am ready to have you unite with me. But if you have come to betray me to my enemies when my hands are free from violence, may the God of our fathers see it and judge you." Then the Spirit came upon Amasai, chief of the 30, and he said, "We are yours, O David. We are with you, O son of Jesse. Success, success to you, and success to those who help you. For your God will help you." So David received them and made them leaders of his raiding bands. Some of the men of Manasseh defected to David when he went to the Philistines to fight against Saul. He and his men did not help the Philistines because after consultation, their ruler sent him away. They said, "It will cost us your heads if he deserts to his master Saul." When David went to Ziklag, these were the men of Manasseh who defected to him: Adnah, Jozabad, Jadiel, Michael, Jozabad, Elihu, and Zelathai, leaders of the units of thousands in Manasseh. They helped David against raiding bands, for all of them were brave warriors and they were commanders in his army. Day after day, men came to help David until he had a great army, like the army of God. So, I know I'm putting this light on because it's actually darker than it looks. Lot here about how this was during that period where Saul was trying to kill David over and over again, even so much as chasing after him. And David did not return that favor. He was very understanding that that was the Lord's anointed, and that if he were to rule, that the Lord would make it to where something, to where he would end up ruling. He didn't know what if anything would happen to Saul, if he would even die of old age, and then he didn't know. But he knew that, due to the prophet, that he would be in the Lord telling him that he would eventually be leader of Israel. So during this time, though, David went, and because he was known through the people, the royal court and stuff, as someone Saul wanted to kill, he kind of stayed away. He stayed away from the central part of the kingdom, and to the point where he also lied to the Philistine commanders, and was one particular that he and his men lived amongst, and he would tell them that he was actually, he was going and raiding villages in Israel, but that actually was not the case. He was actually going and warring with the nations that were around Israel that were their enemies, and he was defeating those nations at the time and bringing back spoils from those nations. And but they didn't know that. The Philistines didn't know that, and so David wanted to keep that thought of him not being for Israel up with the Philistines, so he offered to go, and they determined, the Philistine leaders and kings said, no, because he would be a liability. What if he turns against us? Which very well could have happened. But that didn't happen, because they told him, no, turn back. And one of the leaders that David had befriended, convinced the other leaders that he was okay to turn back, and he wouldn't harm them. And so that's what happened. So there's a lot here. And being past to present on this one, that's difficult. I mean, in a way, it can be difficult. When things are going well, I'll go back to that point. When things are going well, and people start coming and helping the situation, whatever that may be, at work, whether it's tasks, whether it's things that you're doing to help others, or people start seeing that, and the Lord puts people in place to start growing something, to make something better, to make something good, to restore, to help, to heal, etc. And so you'll notice that in life. Have you noticed that in life when you are needing a task done, or where something's going done, building or helping or whatever, that more people join up? Have you noticed that, like volunteering and such to help you, or have you volunteered to help others? What kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?